Hello and welcome. Many thanks for joining me today and for allowing me to share this practice of sound healing and breath work with you. I think for many people, they hear that word sound healing and it kind of brings up images maybe of you know, don't know what kind of images does it bring up? Is it bringing up as we speak? But I'm pleased you're here because sound healing is so very restorative in so many ways. Sound healing and breath work, reducing stress, boosting immunity, instantly triggering a relaxation response, and all the many benefits that brings to body, mind, and spirit. So let's not talk for too long, but let's get ourselves into a comfortable position today to just start this practice that is so very beneficial and so easy actually to do on a daily basis. So I hope you're comfortable. You might have a bolster, you might sit in that very traditional yogic way, cross-legged on the floor, but it's more likely that you'll find some calm just by sitting in a chair maybe. So having a chair, or indeed if you wanted to take that easy-legged Sukhasana cross-legged pose, feel free. But we might have our feet hip distance apart, and we might just begin by having the right hand on the lower belly, left hand up at the heart space, and just allowing the eyes to come to close. So as you ground down through what we call the sits bones, and if you're unfamiliar with that term, it's just the base of the pelvis, just pressing down into the ground or the chair or the mat beneath you. And as you press down into that mat, you might notice the crown of the head just lifting up lightly in the opposite direction. So feeling that the whole spine is energized and supported. But as you take that breath in, notice the belly is pressing into the right hand. Notice the rib cage is lifting as the lungs fill. And breath comes all the way up to the collarbones. And then on the outward breath, just making that ha sound as you breathe into the hand. So that's a AH, AH for R sound. So as you breathe into that hand, you also visualize perhaps a mirror fogging up, and you're feeling the heat of the breath also in the hand. And you're also noticing the rib cage collapsing, the diaphragm, that layer of muscle between the respiratory system above and the digestive system below, usually domed, relaxed upwards. So it relaxes upwards on the exhale breath as the navel draws in towards the spine. But as the inhale breath, breathing in, you'll notice the diaphragm is kind of pressing down, hence your hand is filling because the belly is pressing into it. And then you'll notice the rib cage lifting, the lungs opening, filling, breath coming all the way up to the collarbones, and then just sign it out on that exhale breath. So that ha, releasing, letting go slowly for that count of 3, 2, 1, as the navel draws in towards the spine. Pelvic floor is also hugging up and in with every exhale breath. So a big breath in as the belly presses into the right hand. The lungs fill, the rib cage lifts, breath comes up to the collarbones, and then on that exhale, a ha breath out as navel draws in towards the spine. Pelvic floor hugs up and in, and breath maybe is released either through the nose or out through the mouth initially. So big breath in through the nose initially, filling the belly, rising into the chest, all the way up to the collarbones. Big breath out into that left hand, ha, release, let go of any tension, release, let go on that exhale breath. So on the inward breath, you can begin to associate, just bringing into the body that nourishment, that sense of calm, sense of ease, but also obviously physically filling the body with nourishment as you're taking in oxygen to rejuvenate, restore. And then on the exhale breath, that releasing physically, perhaps carbon dioxide, but also emotionally, mentally releasing, letting go of any tensions. So big breath in, filling the belly, rising into the chest, all the way up to the collarbones. Big breath out, release, let go. So we might be taking that slow breath in for a count of 3, 2, 1, pause, and then exhale it out. 3, 2, 1, release. And you might begin to just slow that down even more. So seeing if you can take it in for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, exhaling it out. 2, 3, 4, pause. So you might continue with this going up to a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Filling completely. Exhaling it out through the mouth. Releasing for that count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you could continue with this breath, obviously, and aim to practice for at least 5 minutes of breath practice a day. Thank you so much for joining me today here at Rachel Yoga. That's Rachel E with an E for Eastwood. And do connect and share any challenges or any questions that you have, so that I might be able to help you. So you can find me at Rachel Yoga, Rachel with an E for Eastwood, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on my website, rachelyoga.com. And thank you once more. Thank you, and carry the love, the hope, the joy, and the light, and may you share it with everyone you meet in your journey.